みたいに蘇った口裂け女なんでしょ。
誰がそれ言ってんだ。
実験だよ、実験。
Welcome back everyone. Today I will recap a 2014 horror found footage film named Senritsu Kaiki File Kowasugi, File 5, Preface True Story of the Ghost of Yotsua. Before we start, it is a request to please like and comment on the video as it will help us to grow our reach. At the beginning of the movie, we see Tashiro and Miho who have been called by Kudo. He tells them that he is thinking of resuming the series, Scary and Weird Files to Horror. Miho says it's a little hard to decide to resume, and we learned that last time, the medium 𝐀𝐃𝐒 died because of an accident. He didn't really want to resume the series, but he got it together and released the film. He tells them that the movie is sold as real proof of the existence of another world, and then he shows them the File 4 tape. He asks them if they remember what happened next, to which Miho says they entered the body of this creature that looks like toilet Hanako, and from the past, they went to the present. But they don't remember what happened when they went into the toilet and after entering the creature. He then resumes the tape, and they see themselves in another world, and after watching this they remember everything. He then says that there are 3 reasons why he wants to resume work. He wants to know more about the other world. Second, he had a dream the other day in which Makabe says that what he is doing right now is directly related to the death of his parents. Only then Makabe's ghost appears there and disappears the next moment, and they get terrified seeing it. After a while, he says that the 3rd reason is that the sale of toilet Hanako is not enough. He then tells them that he got a new video and he wants them to watch it. The video is from the filming of a low-budget coming-of-age. In it, they see that a funeral scene is taking place, but among the people there, a silhouette is seen that looks like the face of a sick woman, and then some kind of image appears for a spilt of seconds that looks like the space they were in earlier. They talk to the director of the film, who tells them that when they plan to adapt an Oiwa story, the entire crew must undergo a purification rite. Oiwa was not a major theme in their film, so this time they decided not to do the cleansing. There were phrases in the movie that mocked Oiwa, and various unpleasant things began to happen after that. We are then told that Oiwa is a character from Yotsuya Kaidan. It all started with a girl named Oiwa who lived in Tokyo, Yotsuya at the temple of the god Inari. A certain book became the prototype for the story of Yotsuya Kaidan, and Tsurui Namboku's kabuki production of Takedo Yotsuya Kaidan, based on it, earned hurricane popularity. It is said that when making a film or production about Oiwa, one must undergo a purification rite. Otherwise bad things will happen. Miho asks the director what was going on when he made the movie, to which he says that first one of the people that was filmed in the finale was taken by the police. He was moonlighting in the Yotsuya during those years, and they say he stole money while working. Also, the lead actress Matsui had a big change in demeanor and they completely lost contact with her. He is now thinking that if they had gone through the rite of purification, all those problems would not have happened. They then visit the house of Matsui Amy and get shocked to see its condition. They find it very strange, and only then do they see a drawing, and Miho says it reminds her of the cursed ornament they got in File 1. Only then do they hear a female crying from inside the house, and Miho says they are here to ask her some questions about the making of the film. After a while, Matsui opens the door, and Kudo asks her if she needs any help, but she tells them to get lost, saying they are a murderer. Kudo gets angry hearing this and asks her why she is calling him a murderer. Matsui then comes out with a knife in her hand and runs after them to attack them, but Tashiro pushes her back and they run away from there. After a while, when they go back to check on her, they find her back in the house looking at them. They then go to the house where the scene from the video was filmed. There they meet Nakata, who shows them the spot where the face of that ghost appeared. Miho asks her did anything strange happen in the house before the movie was made, to which she says no, but her father got ill when they started filming. He went to the hospital and they said he had a nervous breakdown, but they don't know what caused it. They then try to recreate the scene to find the exact point where the face was seen. Kudo asks Miho to watch and listen and see if she notices anything unusual. Suddenly they hear a very strange sound, due to which they all get terrified, and when Tashiro pans the camera towards Miho, we see a ghost standing behind her, but nobody notices it there, and Nakata goes to check on her dad. Then in the slow motion replay, we see a ghost there that looks like the face in that footage, and the ghost behind Miho looks exactly like Matsui. We also see a flash of light in Miho's eye. Later, Miho says she thinks there is something going on with her and she feels like something got in her right eye. She says they are investigating Oiwa, but they never went through the rite of purification. They then visit Oiwa Inari Tamiya Jinya in Tokyo for cleansing and perform the rite for purification, but there also we see a face behind her. After this, they visit Yashida, a researcher of the paranormal and urban legends, who tells them that Yotsuya Kaidan is a man-made story and ghosts from fictional works should not exist in reality. However, the imagination of the people that were learning about Oiwa accumulated, and thus brought to life a ghost that should not exist in their world. But in ancient times, there were various magical rituals to summon something that did not exist in this world, and he heard that Tsuruya Namboku was well versed in such magic. There is a widespread belief that he came from a village of sorcerers, and if that's true, he might have tried to bring something otherworldly into their world through 𝐀𝐃𝐏𝐿 Yotsuya Kaidan. Kudo asks him if he could introduce them to some psychic to help them with a couple of problems, to which he tells them about Urien Dojin. They then visit Urien, and Kudo asks him if he sees something unusual about him, to which he says he doesn't, but he is an unusual person. However, something is attached to Miho, and he can see a worm-like wriggling substance behind her. Miho says they just went through a purification rite, to which Urien says it was a regular ritual. Kudo asks him if he can save her, to which he says yes and leaves there to prepare for the exorcism. Kudo and Miho think he is fooling them, but Dojin starts the exorcism after a while and asks Miho to put her hand in the water and not take it out for any reason. He also uses a device and asks her to look at the light. After some time, Miho enters into another world, where she sees a woman in white kimono with a bandage on her face. However, she says that the woman noticed her and begins to panic. Urien asks her not to run away and what does she look like, to which she says she only has one eye and she is screaming something in some foreign language. She then tells him that she is right in front of her and Urien asks her to ask her name. However, the spirit possesses her and Urien says that this is holy water, so she will suffer until she says her name. Only then Tashiro sees someone there, but Kudo can't see anything and Urien tells them to be quiet. He then reads some prayers and asks the demon to identify itself. However, the demon moves a table there and Urien tells Kudo to stop getting in the way. Only then Miho vomits and they see something disappearing from her vomit. Tashiro then sees an eye on her head, but it vanishes before Kudo sees it. Urien asks them to leave there, but only then Tashiro sees a ghost behind Miho, which vanishes the very next moment, and suddenly it appears right in front of the camera. Tashiro gets extremely terrified seeing this, and it gets dark there as Miho screams. Tashiro turns on the night mode, and Urien asks the spirit to tell her name, but she begins to say something in a foreign language. Urien realizes that she is Oiwa, and he tells her to show herself. Suddenly she screams and a door flies out, and Oiwa shows herself for a moment and then disappears. They then notice hair in the water tank, and Urien tells them that Oiwa is just a puppet. An ancient god is using her to enter this world, and they can't do anything against him. Suddenly Oiwa appears there in front of them, and Urien tries to expel her, but she knocks them down and the lights turn on, and they find Miho unconscious there. Urien then brings her back to her senses and tells them that they blocked the way for the ancient god, but Miho is not okay yet as the spirit core is still in her. He says Matsui is the core of Oiwa right now, and her body serves as a vessel, so they must get rid of her, and then Miho will come back to normal. Also, a certain dead woman named Makabe protects her. Only then Kudo notices that something is wrong with her eye, and Miho gets terrified seeing that she is bleeding. That night, Kudo tells Tashiro that he got a parcel from Inui's relative, and here we learn that Inui committed suicide. He then shows him a letter in which she wrote that she watched till file 4 and she knows what's happening to the world, and she is leaving him the bag she enchanted, paying for it with her life. Also, when he will put that hair amulet, its size will increase. Moreover, when it is in the bag, the curse will not spread and he will be safe. He then shows him that bag, and Tashiro gets shocked to see that the hair amulet got bigger, and Kudo also tells him that this thing is moving now. He says he is taking this thing with him, because if Urien doesn't have enough strength, this thing will come in handy. The next day, Miho shows Urien that her eye has worsened. He checks it and tells her that if her other eye become like that too, her eyes would become the entrance to this world for an ancient deity. They then visit Matsui's home, and they see her through a window doing some strange activity. They break into her house and Urien begins a ritual to expel the spirit from her body, but she falls down. She then gets up and takes off the bandage from her face, and then worm-like thing comes out of her eye. Suddenly Miho's eyes begin to hurt, and as Urien stabs Matsui, a portal opens there. The worm then comes out of Miho's eye and pulls her into the portal. Kudo tries to go after her, but Urien tries to stop him, so he takes out that amulet from his bag and knocks him down, and then jumps into the portal with Tashiro to save Miho. Inside they find Miho screaming for help, and they also see Mascover there trying to help them. Oiwa then appears in front of him, but he drives her away using that amulet, and finally, after some struggle, he manages to hold Miho's hand and get her back to their realm. Urien then closes the portal, and Kudo notices that Miho's eyes are normal now. They then thank Urien for his help, and he says Matsui disappeared on the other side. Only then do they realize that they have memories of that side, and they wonder why they remember it this time. The next day, Urien visits their office and tells them that if he hadn't prayed at that moment, they might not have come back. Miho then shows him an article about Tataramura village, that people who have been there had gone crazy or died. This is the ancient village where author Tsuruya Namboku is said to have spent his childhood. It is said to be a village of sorcerers, and Tsuruya Namboku wrote 𝐊𝐃𝐄𝐒 Yotsuya Kaidan while practicing this witchcraft. Kudo asks him if he wants to go there with them to make a movie, and File 5 closes here. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching.